was bullshit. I think nowadays people don't realise that mining still happens.
No, they don't.
Young kids nowadays, they don't realise that there is a mine in Winsford.
This is one of the most significant and sophisticated mining operations in the country. But people don't realise that, because when you drive past it looks very ordinary. Because of the development of the motorway system, salt was required for winter de-icing, so the demand for salt just rocketed.
It was heavy, it was hard work, but you got used to it.
It must have been all right. We've all worked there a long time. It must have been okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's straight from school, and a team. Kept on with riding and starting on the Mondays.
I think the one thing that strikes everybody when they go down, whatever you say, 130 mile of road, if you describe how high it is, how wide the roads are, there is nothing that can compare with going underground.
Correct.
Graham Gibbons, I worked down the mine for 40 years, and I was on production.
I'm David Jin. I was surveyed in the mine. I worked there for 37 years.
Jimmy Walsh on the face line. Was there for 35 years nearly. I had 32, retired, and 2 weeks later they asked me to come back again.
Mike Eaton had 42 years there. I was in the maintenance ending up on production and Hull out.
Ash Gibbons, I currently work at the mine, been there for 13 years on production, and he's my dad.
Ah, a face business. It's hard work.
Yeah.
There's no. I mean, if you were a cutterman, you had to move your machine down, and there's a cable on the back of it, and it was about, what was it, 3-4 inch cable?
It's 3-3.
Yeah, and you'd have to. It'd be plugged in into a gate end box. You'd have to travel it down to about walking speed. And you'd get it down there, then you'd have to pull your cable. If you didn't have a transit, which quite often you didn't, you'd have to pull the cable yourself, or try and get a mate to help you. The two of you pull the cable, what, how far? 600 yards?
Yeah, and it was heavy. That was heavy.
It was a long way.
They're quite thick cable. Right?
Yeah, there was 3 volt, 3,300 volt cables. It was their diameter.
Quite heavy.
The camaraderie underground was second to none. I'm not sure I can tell it.
Of course you can.
Gibbo on the cat. So we always call him Gibbo, Graham Gibbons. So when I was taking visitors underground, it was important. We were selling the mine, really.
Yeah.
So that because the visitors were always, it was a commercial thing. The big Caterpillar dump truck, the 990, I think the wheels were about 3, it was about 9 feet, isn't it?
Yeah.
About 3 metres high. But this was a big machine, so Gibbo can't see, but he'd be right at the top of this. So you're talking big. So this particular visit, and I do apologise for language, but he did say, Carissa. So on that big Caterpillar, he had a big space to drive in, and then next to him, I was used to say it was where his bagging went, his food, but there was kind of like a seat there, so you could get somebody up there. So we had the Sheriff of Chester. Apparently, is an honorarium sort of position. I said to her, would you like to have a ride in the Caterpillar? And she said, oh yes, I don't mind. So I said, well, when you go up there, I said, it's a bit steep, I'll just give you a bit of a leg up. So when you go up there, I said, tell Graham what your job is, because they always want to know who comes underground, and they're really interested, and it helps them. She said, so wave him down, or help her in. So she's in there and he'll do a couple of loads with her. Don't tell the owners. So we'll do a couple of loads with her, and she comes down. I said, "Are you all right? Did you enjoy it?" And she said, "Yes," she said. And I said, "Did you tell him who you were?" She said, "Yes." I said, "I'm the Sheriff of Chester." And he said, "It's me." "Oh yeah, and I'm from Robin Hood."
Did you know they had a graveyard down there?
There's a graveyard.
Yes.
Tell me more.
But it's all the old machinery.
Yeah.
Now, no, we always call that the graveyard. That was down the very old panel, going on the Meadowbank. If I could get that to surface, I should be a very, very rich man. They don't fetch anything out. They tried it once.
Caterpillars were the only ones, weren't they?
But they were, with burners and that, they were getting, it was going in the atmosphere. So, they had to drop it.
Because they were covered in salt with low humidity underground. So, of course, once they took them up, like my car that used to be parked. My old.
But all our cars were like that, weren't we?
Yeah.
Even your push bikes. If you come up the bit of a bank where the tip used to be at Bates Crossing, if you're cycling up a bit faster, and you get so far up, the chain snap. Then you went down on the crossbar, and you didn't swear in them days either.
No.
No.
No, I see.
Yeah.
I had one big fright down there when the flood come.
When the flood came,
Yeah.
That was so dear. I thought we'd had it. I thought they were enclosing the mine up. You got to, was it 17 foot
Yeah.
at the
Down
worst point? Because it started, we had a bit of bad stuff and we had to go a bit farther down.
Down Bostock before a big fight.
It was running that way. And they were trying everything.
Yeah.
20 tree. What was that firm? They used to do a lot of work for ICRE.
And Faraki was the driller man. Cementation. Semcoats, they were known then.
Then a chappie come
Yes,
and he was moving around like,
that's it.
and next thing we looked, no protons. Say back in the limits, try and keep warm. And people fetching.
Was it true that they had, this is what I used to tell people, but was it true that they had a boat down there?
Yes, yes.
I can tell you where that boat is now. It's not far from Horace. It's in Pete Curzon's front garden.
Is it?
Yeah, it's filled with flowers.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pedro's on Lodge Drive. No, Walnut Drive. Yeah.
so that one didn't rust up.
No, because it was that was wooden. It was a metal boat. Don't forget, they didn't have metal boats and things. It was all wooden stuff.
We never thought we'd see a little boat in the line.
Yes, but no, they go through different things. Yeah, the bowling, because on days you had a social life, because everything seemed to happen in the evening because of the pubs and everything. Then you got Crown Green bowling there, you got darts, dominoes, all those sorts of things went on. There was plenty of pubs around at the time and clubs, so you could do it. Shift work, we had to make our own, so it was shift against shift at football. And then as time went on, and the mine got smaller, well, not the mine got smaller, but the teams on the mine got smaller, we went through the days when we could all jog. We all used to do half marathons. It was great then. And then all of a sudden you thought, getting a bit fed up of this. Let's take up golf. We all took up golf. Which wasn't, once again, it was, it ended up as some would be very good at it, and others wouldn't be. Then we had squash, and we had squash teams, team against team. And then fishing was always there, wasn't it? Fishing was always in the background. Everybody knew enough fish. Yeah, everybody knew enough fish, but they didn't do it all the time. You did all these other things. And that is the one thing I miss more than anything. The crack with all the lads at, when you're doing things.
The other thing, there were the little charity that they had, I can't remember if there was a name. I've never known anything like it for giving money and giving opportunities. There was always for supporting, like it might be quite often a local individual, a seriously disabled person. I remember the girl in particular they brought, and a room with the soft lights, a computer, but there was money. When I did the children in need thing, the 2 cleaners came underground with me and we cooked. They cooked, and I went and delivered it round the mine, bacon butties for breakfast, and we got, the sausages and everything donated, and the rolls from Robert's Bakery. But it's not that bit that gets the money, is it? It's what people, and the generosity to a man, and that's how they were. I've never known anything like it.
Unbelievable, they were.
Yeah. So, you're doing your mouth.
It was different then. It was, I don't know if these listening, but it was sort of more joyous. Sort of everybody got on with each other, and
Especially the miners. I mean,
When I said Horace's family worked down there,
yeah.
it wasn't just Horace's family. Everybody was like a family here. We treated everybody like a family. You hurt one, you hurt the rest. One's in trouble, the rest turn up. Everybody. I've never known a place like it, and I've worked in some run places over the years. But at the mine, you became part of the family.